Well, hello. So I've had a moment to just like take a sec, but so if you haven't seen the last video, I woke up kind of angry and I feel better now for whatever reason, but I had to allow myself to feel it. And a lot of people will, again, beat themselves up, make themselves feel terrible for being angry or for feeling the feeling that they're feeling at the time. And instead of actually just like letting it move through you, it consumes you. And like normally, before I had my spiritual awakening, like I would hold on to shit for quite some time and let things bother me for a while. And I have learned over the years to be able to move through things, and it has allowed me to process things faster and faster. So because I let myself be angry, and who knows, maybe there's going to be another wave of anger today. Who the fuck knows? I think we're being pushed to like, I'm being guided to the word breakthrough. I'm seeing my rune and it says breakthrough. And partnership was another thing that I was just kind of, as I was gonna go record, I was just thinking about like, what am I gonna talk about in regards to like the video that I just posted. But then, so then we're in February, it's a number 2. And it's, there's been a wave or an energy of love that has been coming through. But there's also this like, okay, so there's been sacred rage, there's been love coming through, but sometimes you have to move through that. Sometimes you have to get angry at this situation because it's been like, maybe things have been going on for quite some time and you're just like, enough is enough. And you have to decide when enough is enough. And you may get to that point where you're just like, okay, you're pushed to the point where you kind of snap. And that's when you need to deal with it. It's either like you can't keep going, right? Like you've already reached that breaking point. So like it might have been, I just see like a board and like, it's okay. You could tolerate it. There has been flexibility. You've had a lot of flexibility. You could tolerate it, but at some point it grows, that center point grows weak. And especially if you bend like the center, you bend that stable one, that foundation, that maybe you're like a single parent, and you bend that strong, stable pillar in your home for your family, for whatever. And anyways, so at that center point, like, it's okay, you can handle it until you can't handle it anymore and you can't take the pressure anymore. Not because you couldn't do it, because you've been doing it for quite some time, but then there's that moment where it's just like, psh, and something needs to be done. It needs to be repaired in some sort of way. Something needs to change. So either like the board needs to change. Like, because now the way that it broke is coming to this place where you can't repair it safely. Like sometimes you can just patch it up. And maybe there's been little deficits along the way that you've patched up, or there's been things that have happened in your life along the way that you were able to patch up. But at this point, the way that it's broken, the way that it's in the middle, you can't deny that something truly needs to happen to move you out of this place. So yeah, okay, I want to pull some cards because like, what the heck? All right. What do we need to know? We got the Emperor. Oh my gosh, the Tower, and then the Emperor. So a Tower moment occurring because you are meant to be the Emperor in your life. You are that strong, stable foundation. You are meant to thrive. You are meant to be abundant. You are meant to be seen. You are meant to be taken seriously, especially if like you were the person, I don't know why, I'm just getting this like a ship, and you're that, again, that center person in the middle, but like a lot of people don't see or didn't see the weight that you were continually carrying. And at that point where you couldn't hold it anymore, where it broke, the tower moment, it's because, again, you are meant to be seen now. You're not meant to be in the background. You're not meant to be carrying all that burden, all the weight that you have been. You might want to also, like, maybe you're desiring to have more movement in your life. I don't know, that just came to mind. But you're just not wanting to be stagnant any longer. Okay, what else? We got the Four of Wands. This desire for a true foundation, you want people in your life that are committed to being that stable. Like, you're strong on your own, but you don't need to do it on your own. You were never meant to do it all on your own. You learned what you needed to learn, and now it's time for partnership. It's time for people in your life that will provide that stability for you in whatever way that you need, because again, there's a reciprocal energy. It's reciprocity. That's what you're wanting. You're tired of balancing. You're tired of juggling certain things, certain responsibilities in your life, certain ideas, not wanting to now, instead of holding it in the air, you want to plant that seed. You want to be able to bring into fruition some of those ideas, but you've been juggling, or you've been maybe needing to juggle a lot of responsibilities, a lot of things in your life that hasn't allowed you to truly step fully into you. And maybe you're feeling really misunderstood as well. Like, nobody, again, because I'm getting the ship analogy where you're underneath, where you're doing the hard work underneath, where other people are just like walking over you, maybe, right? And they don't see what you have been doing. They don't see what's been happening underneath. So again, they can judge you in one way. They can say one thing about you, but they don't know what you have been carrying. They don't know what, what you've been juggling, and what it took to come to this place where you can find that peace, that flow, that harmony within yourself. It took a lot of patience. It took a lot of time to be able to find maybe that sunlight back in your life. You have had to, and again, it's this like juggling, this, you've learned to fill your own cup. You've had to fill your own cup. Whereas maybe a lot of people around you have had a support system. So maybe there's feelings of grief, maybe there's feelings of frustration and anger because you see one thing and it's like, look at all those, like all these people have had this support around them, and I have been trying to do this by myself. I've had to be doing all this inner work, doing these things why am I saying hermitude is the word that just came in my head. But like, there's been a lot of animosity. There's been a lot of just spiritual warfare. There's been a lot of things that have been going on, again, that we don't see. And you have hermitude, right? Oh my God. But again, you are meant to be the fucking emperor. And the time that you did spend in hermit mode has now brought you to a place where you're no longer going to settle for less than. You don't want to be that 9:36 on the clock. I saw it was 9:36 when I started recording this too, but I also saw it a second time. So 9:36 might be important. But yeah, you have done so much beautiful work to be able to get yourself to a place where you can actually sit on your motherfucking throne, because you are that emperor, empress. I love you so much. Have a fantastic day. Mwah.